Hey, so today I'm going to talk about Crazy Stupid Love, which is a film directed by Glenn Ficarra and John Requa, and it's written by Dan Fogelman, and it stars Steve Carell, Julianne Moore, Ryan Gosling, Emma Stone, Marissa Tomei, and Kevin Bacon. You know what, I don't just go to the cinema to see really arty, thoughtful films. I like to go as well to see turn your brain off kind of Hollywood romantic comedies that I can be entertained by. And that's what I wanted to be in this film. I wanted to be entertained. And you know what, it kind of did towards the beginning. I was enjoying it throughout. I'll get onto kind of the middle and the end in a bit, but Steve Carell, he is dumped by his wife, he's separated from his wife and he moves out. He starts hanging out at a bar, drowning his sorrows, being really depressed. And Ryan Gosling, who is this kind of ladies' man who also hangs around the bar and picks up women, sees Steve Carell and decides he's going to pick him up, he's going to give him a makeover, he's going to teach him how to be a ladies' man so that he can get a new zest for life. And I like that part of the film, I really did. I like the relationship that they had with each other, I like the chemistry. Ryan Gosling's really good in this film, and Steve Carell's fine. I'm not a big fan of Steve Carell in general. I find him a little bit boring, and he plays the same part in most things he does. He drove me crazy in The Office. Don't get me started on The Office. But, yeah, he's fine in this. So I enjoyed their relationship, and I like kind of where that was going. I also like Emma Stone. She's got so much charisma, and the connection that she had with Ryan Gosling also felt completely believable and enjoyable to watch. The minor characters kind of didn't really get their fair share, I didn't think. I felt like they were a little one note, and even though I don't think that they needed any more screen time than they did, I feel like they could have been developed a little bit more in the time that they had. There is another part of this movie which I found really infuriating, and that is Steve Carell's son has a crush on his babysitter, and then his babysitter has a crush on Steve Carell. And of course it's really complicated, and when everyone talks about their relationships they're always talking about an individual person but never name names. So they're all talking about each other without really knowing it, it's all very confusing. All the different storylines can kind of interweave and overlap, and then at the end, obviously, it explodes and there's a big argument and everyone's confused. It all felt so contrived to me. Those other storylines just felt messy and on the side and just there so that it could be complicated at the end, so that they could have a big confrontation at the end. And it lacked so much focus. If it would have focused on those two main plot threads of Ryan Gosling and Steve Carell, and then kind of Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, I would have been a lot more happy. And I wish that the storylines hadn't have collided at the end the way they did. It just drove me crazy, like why? That is not necessary. You don't need to do that. It was already compelling enough as it was. And then towards the end there's this scene where after Steve Carell's son has this kind of overwhelming change of heart and his views are changing, Steve Carell decides that he's gonna just stand up in the middle of his son's graduation speech and just address the whole hall and address everyone and make a speech himself. And if he would have done that in reality, he probably would have been escorted out by security. But of course, in a Hollywood movie, everyone is moved by his speech and they all applaud him and love him. And the way that all these storylines end up being kind of neatly tied together with a bow at the end drove me crazy. It wouldn't end like that in reality. It felt so neat and so contrived at the end. I was just, after the first kind of half, I was enjoying myself, and then by the time I left the cinema, I just felt deflated. Like I was so let down by the end and the middle. I mean, it went on so long. It was what, 118 minutes long? 118 minutes long, which is way too long for a comedy in my opinion. And if they would have had that focus, they could have got it down a lot further. And you know, I was bored towards the end. It went on for so long. My god. Yeah, so I'm gonna give this a 2 out of 5. I mean, it let itself down, it really did. But yeah, so if you agree or disagree, please leave a comment down below and I'll definitely comment back. And yeah, so thanks for watching.